Hi, my name is Christina Nisi Mathis. I'm a local realtor. Welcome to my YouTube channel, a practical go-to space where you can get real estate insights, local market updates, and practical guidance to help you move with confidence.
Hello, and welcome back to Living in Georgia with Christina Nisi Mathis. I am Nisi, your Henry County and Greater Atlanta real estate expert. Today we are in Griffin, Georgia. Well, actually, I'm at home in the studio, but we're going to Google Maps and we are going to Griffin, Georgia. If you've been sleeping on Griffin, it's time to wake up because what is happening in Spalding County is definitely a must-see for first-time home buyers, first-time investors, anybody looking for more for less and still wanting to be within striking distance of Atlanta. I got a intake form from an interested buyer and she wants to relocate from another state. And she was like, yes, I want good schools. I want good healthcare system. I want this. I want this. I want to be in a house. I want to be close enough to Atlanta, but far enough to feel like I'm not in Atlanta. Guess what? This is one of those cities that she would definitely be interested in. And if you feel like her, you would definitely be interested in. So definitely watch all the way to the end. All right, so we are in Griffin and I'm going to back out just so you can see where that is in relation to Atlanta and Hartsville Airport, because that's the most important part, right? Or one of the most important parts. So up here you see that we are in Atlanta. Down here you see these blue little dots. That's me preparing for our presentation today. Down here is Griffin. So Griffin is exactly 40 to 45 miles south of Atlanta. It's just off of I-75. You can see that I-75 stretches from right here next to the right of Griffin all the way up into Atlanta. And you know how Google Maps is. They make their boundaries so tight and so neat and so pretty. But in reality, when you're driving through, you see, welcome to Griffin, entering Griffin, Griffin 5 miles down the road, and you're just driving in and out, in and out. Those boundary lines definitely do flex. And so here we are, Griffin. Let's get oriented. So on a good day, let's put it in the map right now to see how long on a Friday, because it is 9:30 in the morning on a Friday morning and I am taping this. So we want to go to Hartsville and let's put in those directions from Griffin. So you can see right now what that drive time looks like. 48 minutes. Oh my goodness. And on my paper, I wrote 47. So it wasn't that far off. So right now, traffic has died down from in the morning. Everybody is pretty much already at work. This is one of those better commute times when traffic is more congested. Just an hour ago, you would have seen maybe an hour and 15 minutes. Griffin sits right off of 1941. That's one of the main roads, and 75. Don't have much of a commute to get to 75. You don't have much of a commute to get up into. And before I even go into neighborhoods, before I even go into any of that, I want to give you a price reality check real quick, because this is what stops people in their tracks, right? While homes in McDonough, and you can see that McDonough is just north, right in here. Stockbridge is right here, McDonough is here, Locust Grove, Hampton, hey y'all, right? All of that just north, you're looking at $350,000, $400,000 for your dream home on the lot size that fits your lifestyle, maximizes your ability to enjoy the outdoors and all of that, right? The median sale price in Griffin right now in 2026 is $253,000 to $265,000. Some of these are the same builders, the same models, right? That's almost $100,000 to $150,000 difference. So affordability is definitely something that we must talk about when we're talking about Griffin. I'm going to go out of that. I'm going to go into my Griffin list, and we are going to get right into 19 and 41 when they reach up into Hampton are one road, but when we get into Griffin and we get into downtown Griffin, it splits off into two separate roads, and these two separate roads are the main roads in and the main roads out of Griffin. And so we come into downtown Griffin. I want to point you to Hill Street. You see Hill Street runs through there. It goes all the way up and down. I did do some filming on Broadway. See this? And I just think it's funny that Griffin is the home of The Walking Dead. It's the home of The Hunger Games. It's the home of so many movies and so many TV shows. And of course, in downtown Griffin, there's a street called Broadway. That's kind of cool. I just think that personally. And so this area of town is beautifully preserved. It's why they call it historic downtown. So in downtown Griffin, you have beautifully preserved 19th century architecture. It was founded in 1840 as a textile mill town. There is a railroad track that runs straight through downtown and gives it all of the character. And so as you walk the streets and you see history and you'll see modern all in the same scoop. So let's talk about some of these spots, because some of these spots I have highlighted. You want to know where the food is. I'm a foodie, so we are going to Hill Street in downtown historic Griffin. And I'm just going to let you know a couple of the spots that you're going to want to hit up. The first one on our list is right here on Hill Street. Bank Street Cafe. You're thinking Eggs Benedict. You're thinking a good salad. You're thinking a friendly owner. All those vibes, right? That's the spot. And it's a place inside of a historic bank building right here in downtown Griffin. Over here, you'll see the Piedmont Brewery in Griffin. Griffin has a craft brewery downtown that is not just surviving, it is actually thriving. So your beer cheese, your pretzel bites, regulars will tell you this is a must go to on the weekends. We've got Angelo's Mediterranean restaurant, or Angelo's Greek and Italian. I love me some good Italian and Mediterranean food. Definitely check that out. Look at all those stars, 4.4 stars, 665 reviews. I'm not making this up just so that I can get points on YouTube, right? Let's see. We've got the Southern Social. It's another brewery here in downtown. We've got the Corner Cafe. Milltown Gourmet has been on the scene for a long time. It's an institution. It's been here for decades. The food is amazing. It's just a cute little sandwich shop. You can even see on the picture right here that there's so much history in there. Look at all the picture frames on the wall, the old school fan, like all of the things. So if you're wanting to get some museum time in, but your boo thing doesn't like museums and they want to eat, this is one of those spots where you can get both of those things in at the same time. And so the food scene in Griffin is always growing. You see a couple of regular restaurants. I see a Grits right there. I introduced you guys to Grits when we were in McDonough. Whataburger just opened in last year. Caribou Coffee came mid-year last year, so it's been there for about a year. Panda Express is coming sometime this year. So you can see that you've got the perfect mixture of small town dining, downtown dining, and regular everyday restaurants, but you're not going to run out of food in Griffin just because Griffin is a small town, and that can be important. So as you drive through downtown and you get to the outskirts of downtown, you start to get into some of these residential districts. There we go. That's much better. Awesome. And so homes in this area have so much historical character. We're talking wraparound porches, original woodwork, maturing trees lining the streets. Investors in this area love to come in, completely remodel the insides, add value by adding a restroom or two or a half bath or two, putting new flooring in the cabinets, those quartz countertops, those granite countertops, and just keeping the value of this area up, live, running, great, amazing, right? It's always so much fun to walk into one of these homes and see the artistry of the builder, the artistry of the investor, and what they envisioned and how they upgraded the homes. It's so beautiful. And again, from our other tour, we know that these homes run in between $230,000 and $275,000 for these homes. It's something that is picking up steam in real estate, and that is our 55 and plus communities. In every city that we go in, I try my best to go ahead and find those communities that cater to our 55 and plus communities and all of the things that they want to do. And so Sun City Peachtree by Del Webb, they are amazing. And they're right off of a little golf course. And so you've got the golf course, you've got Dundee Lake, you've got your 55 and up community, you even got a church on the side. So like everything is right there. And I would like to dedicate some time to this because this is one of the most talked about communities in all of South Metro Atlanta. And it's right here in Griffin. Sun City Peachtree, 18-hole private golf course, a massive clubhouse, indoor and outdoor pools, tennis courts, over 60 clubs and activities. If you are 55 and older, you are thinking about living in and retiring in Georgia, this community deserves absolutely its own video. I have to do a video on some of the 55 and plus active communities, active adult communities, just to do a feature. But until then, what makes this stand out is the price compared to similar Del Webb communities in metro areas, and also the price compared to similar 55 and up active adult communities. You're getting resort level amenities at a Spalding County price point. So I work with clients relocating specifically for Sun City Peachtree, and that value proposition is absolutely real, especially if you're more than just 55 and active community. You're, on a fixed income, but you're still wanting that new ranch style home with, fresh paint and fresh flooring and all of the things to feel like you're living in 2026 instead of 1940. Hey, this is one of those communities that you definitely want to check out. Or if you have parents that are nearing retiring ages and they're wanting to live close to you but don't like the metro Atlanta vibes, don't want all of the noise, need more space, this is one of those perfect communities. So since we're talking family and we've already talked retirement, let's backtrack it a little bit and get into those schools. So Griffin High School falls under Griffin, Spalding County schools, and that school district. And remember, I told you there's a lot of mixed points. I'm just going to hit a couple of schools, a couple of points that I found on niche.com, schooldigger.com, and the Georgia Department of Education's website, just to pour into you a little bit today. None of these are opinions of mine personally. I just am reading from the facts. Here we go. So Griffin High School is home of the Grizzly Bears. Their colors are green and gold. My son's school has played them in football, not soccer, football, a couple of times. And so they service grades 9 through 12. About 1,500 students, and a student to teacher ratio of 15 to 1. And in an area that is Atlanta metro area that is densely populated, sometimes you'll see 18 to 1, 20 to 1, 21 to 1. So that 15 to 1 number means that your student is going to get a little bit more of attention because the class sizes are a lot smaller. For private school options, you have Trinity Christian School in Griffin, and it's one of the top rated schools in the area according to niche.com. Everybody always wants to know what those charter and those private school options are. You can see it's out. It's a little bit just past where the University of Georgia Griffin campus is. You know, for parents who have gotten their kids through their high school courses and are wondering what else they can take, there's that dual enrollment piece. And so having a University of Georgia campus so close to have dual enrollment options at the University of Georgia, huge, way huge. So if you've got a college student in the family, like, you know, I've got my little college student getting ready to be college student, this coming year. And so, hey, I didn't know that she could go 8 minutes down the road and go to the University of Georgia. We might be reconsidering a few things. No, but she's already on track, so don't have to worry about that. But I always recommend you go to niche.com, schooldigger.com, go to the Georgia Department of Education's website to do your own deep dive into school ratings. And I'm happy to walk you through this personally for your needs during a consultation. So next on the list, we get very, very personal, right? And we're going to talk about a little bit of the cost of living and real estate prices before we end our tour today. We've seen some schools, we've made note of some restaurants that we need to hit up. We've seen the drive times from here on a Friday morning and how we have to plan for that, right? We might want to park and ride in Hampton at the park and ride at the express bus if, you know, we don't want to fight with traffic and prefer someone else drive us. All of those commute options. So let's get into the numbers and the breakdown of the cost of living, because this is what moves people from curiosity to actually making a phone call and be like, how do I do this? You said it's a buyer's market and I just saw your video. Okay. Let's talk about it. So the median sales price in Griffin in March of this year, 2026, $265,000. The average was higher, about $323,000. Can I tell you why though? Remember that new construction Fox Crossing community that we went to go see? Remember the top home in that community ranged between $323,000 all the way up to $329,000, depending on if you got an accent wall or something, right? But that new construction community completely going through phases 1, 2, and that's why you saw that the average home sale in March was $323,000 because people were buying that brand new build, right? So let's compare that to McDonough in Henry County. The average median home sale being about $350,000. Hampton, right next door, $333,000. Griffin is consistently running about $80,000 to $100,000 below the comparable markets for similar square footage. Not to mention those lot sizes, they play a big part, right? So what does that mean in real dollars? Here's where I go to my notes because I had a couple of meetings with a few of my favorite lender friends, right? Now, what does this mean in real dollars? That means a $265,000 home with a 20% down payment down. You're looking at a principal mortgage before taxes and insurances hit, right, of $1,470. And rent right now for a 2-bedroom apartment anywhere from $1,800 to $2,500 depending on where you're staying. So you're already winning. You're already investing in yourself. And what do you need to be making a year to be able to afford that comfortably? $63,000. That's accessible for a lot of households, right? Especially dual income families. As soon as the first person makes their $40,000, $50,000, the other person put their $40,000 or $50,000 on top of that, boom. Here you are affording a McDonough $350,000 home for $265,000 and a $1,500 a month mortgage payment. Wow. Let's talk property taxes. Property taxes in Spalding County, ding, 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 are worth checking with the county tax assessor directly. I can walk you through that in a consultation, but the overall cost of living in Griffin is roughly 3% above the national average, which puts it far below Atlanta. Okay, so 3% above the national average, but still well below Atlanta cost of living. One more thing, I keep saying this, there's about 5.5 months of inventory in Griffin. That makes this a buyer's market. If a seller's home been sitting on the market for 3 months and they see your offer and you're asking for closing costs, they might help you with closing costs because they're tired of their home sitting on the market. They're ready to sell. They're ready to negotiate. So buyers, bring your best negotiator. Let's go. If you've been priced out of Henry County or are tired of losing those multiple offer battles further north in Atlanta, Griffin might actually be your answer. Okay, so that is your full Google Maps tour. We've talked about pricing, we've talked about commute times, we've talked about schools, we've talked about active adult living, we talked about everything. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you are thinking about moving to Griffin, moving to Henry County, anywhere in Metro Atlanta, reach out to me. My information is in the description. There's a Calendly link to book a consultation. It's completely free. Let's talk. In the meantime, go ahead and like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Thank you for spending time with me today. If this was helpful, please like, subscribe, and share with someone who may need it. I'll see you in the next video.